What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about Super Rugby and the predictions for this weekend's fixtures that are happening this weekend. What a weekend we were treated to last weekend. Some exciting matches that definitely took place. Some predictable ones, some surprising ones, and some really good games that I thoroughly enjoyed. If we look at a brief recap of some of those results, there were truly some cracking ones and a few shockers that I think not all of us were expecting to get right. But what a weekend. It really was something special. If we look at the first one, I mean, Highlanders Reds, 31 to 36 points to the Highlanders picking up a victory. Now, I predicted a Highlanders victory on that one, but I didn't think the Reds would score as many points as they did. So credit to the Reds for putting up quite a strong fight in that game. I mean, getting 4 tries is pretty impressive. And to lose within 7 is also just as good. So well done to them. And here's the surprise. Sunwolves versus the Waratahs. My word, but did the Sunwolves show up and gave a bit of competition to the Waratahs. You know, the Waratahs are one of the top Australian rugby teams, and they were definitely challenged by a very tough Sunwolves squad, which puts out a warning sign for all the other teams out there to look out for the Sunwolves team, because they're definitely here to cause a little bit of chaos, 31 to 30 points. Waratahs victory by 1 point. Impressive result. I got the prediction right, but definitely not the points scoring right. Then we got 38-22 victory towards the Crusaders. Another one I predicted, but I didn't think it would be by so much points. I thought it would be a little bit closer for that contest. But again, what an interesting game. Obviously, they were still without Barrett, so I think once he comes back this weekend, we will see a totally different and stronger Hurricanes team. But well done to the Crusaders for holding out their victory once again. And then the shock of the weekend, or one of the shocks of the weekend, the Brumbies hammering the Chiefs, 54-17 points. Now this is the same Brumbies team that lost to the Melbourne Rebels the week before that, or the week before that. Unbelievable performance from the Brumbies. Where the heck have they been? And have they only thrown their name down to be a competitive team in this Super Rugby Championship? Sure, but beating the Chiefs, I got that one completely wrong, and I didn't think so many points would be scored against a New Zealand team like that. But credit to the Brumbies, strong rugby. Then we go to the Sharks Bulls, another game where I got the prediction right, but I didn't think that the Sharks would win by so much. I was very impressed with the performance from my boys, and I thought they definitely did me proud, and I hope they can continue that moving forward. But what a game. Then we got Stormers Lions, another shock of the weekend for me. The Stormers sneaking it up, obviously question marks about the refereeing. I thought it was quite poor, but I thought it was poor on both ends. So yeah, interesting stuff there, but a much needed victory for the Stormers and a big shock for the Lions, especially after beating the Jaguars for the first time ever. So this will be a big little bit of a dent for them. And then the final game of the weekend, Jaguars beating the Blue Bulls. Got that one wrong. I thought the Bulls might continue with the strength that they had and put in a strong effort, but the Jaguars were just too strong and the Bulls just couldn't do it. But what a game nonetheless. Now if we look at this weekend's fixtures, some awesome games to look forward to, and a game probably 2 weeks ago we would have thought would have been a drumming. Well, not a drumming, a definite win for a New Zealand team. But after last week, we have to ask a few question marks. Brumbies versus the Hurricanes. But Hurricanes are getting some big boys back, so I think that will still be in their favour going into the game on Friday. It should be an interesting contest. I really am looking forward to it. But yeah, if the Brumbies pick up a win, what a time to pick it up. But I think the Hurricanes might just be a bit too strong for them and pick up a 7-point victory. Next up, we have the Rebels taking on the Highlanders in Australia. So that should be another interesting contest. But the Highlanders obviously undefeated this season. But the Rebels we can't count out. They're a strong team with some talent, with Cooper, Genia, and a few others. So they're a team to definitely watch out for. But I'm going to go with the All Black team to win that game, also by around about 7 points. But who knows, the Rebels could provide a shock. They are, as I've been told by a few people, the team to watch from an Australian conference point of view. Then we got the Chiefs versus the Sunwolves. Chiefs having a a poor start to this year's Six Nations campaign, having lost the 2 games. Sunwolves also having lost to the Sharks, and now last weekend, but that was only 1 point to the Waratahs. Now the Chiefs just got demolished by the Brumby, so for me they're going to be hurting just a little bit more. But don't count out the Sunwolves, so I'm going a Chiefs victory by 10, but I think it could be a challenging game. Who knows, maybe the Chiefs have woken up and will provide us with a proper New Zealand result. They've got the team, they just need to execute it. So all the best to those 2 teams. Then later on in the afternoon, afternoon for South Africa, it's Reds versus Crusaders. This should be another interesting contest. Like I said earlier, I was surprised to see the Reds putting on so much points. So I hope that means that they are getting better and improving and showing a lot of character and class. But the Crusaders are Six Nations are Super Rugby champions and the best team at this stage in the Southern Hemisphere. So it could be an interesting contest, but I'm going to go Crusaders by 10 points. I just think they are that much stronger and have a very, very good team. But who knows? Anything can happen. Back down in South Africa, we have the Transvaal derby between the Lions and the Blue Bulls. That should be one heck of a contest. Both teams losing last weekend, both teams wanting to prove a point and showing who's there to fight and be competitive in the Super Rugby Championship. You know, the Bulls, I had them confident last weekend, but they didn't seem to pull it out. The Lions, on the other hand, shocked me against the Stormers, but again, poor refereeing could have implemented that score. But 50-50 there on the refereeing talk. It was both ways, but I'm going to go Lions to win that game. Should be a good contest though. Then we got another South African derby. I call it father versus son because it's the Sharks versus the Stormers. I am a Shark, my dad is a Stormer, and very good friends of mine, in fact some of my best mates are Stormers as well. So it's me versus the world, me and my other mate who supports the Sharks. Stormers picking up a win last weekend, surprising win, but obviously they got demolished by the Bulls the weekend before that. Sharks looking good, looking really good, having won both games, getting some good points on the leaderboard, leading the conference for South Africa. I think the Sharks are going to win that game by 7 or more points. I just have the confidence in this team. I think they're looking good, and I'm excited to see how they play this weekend. Final game of the weekend, the Jaguars versus the Blues. Another interesting contest because you got the Blues who have a good team, but they haven't sparked. They haven't been the team that we know. I know they're not the strongest All Black team, but they're a team with character. You got Nanu, you got Sonny Bull, you got brilliant talent there. So for me, it should be an interesting contest. But if I'm not mistaken, the last time these 2 teams played, the Jaguars won. If I'm correct, yeah, Jaguars won last year, 13 points to 20, and that was in New Zealand. But so should be an interesting contest. I am going to go with the Driving Mall, 2 Cents Rugby. I'm going Jaguars to pick up a victory because they're a great little team and I think they're going to be stronger at home. There'll be confidence after last week's victory. They're going to be wounded from the the Lions victory 2 weeks ago. So for me, I'm going for a victory to the Jaguars over the Blues. That's going to do it for predictions for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, turn on the bell notification so you're always notified for future uploads, and I'll see you guys real soon for another video. Let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comment section down below. Stay safe, enjoy the rugby, and never give up. Cheers.